What is written on the brow will inevitably be seen by the eye. Come on in the house, family. We have a lot to talk about. And I've learned some things. We're going to keep this one short. Welcome. This is EarthtoneS. I am your hostess, Kakala Moon. I've made some adjustments, so hopefully you all don't see that glare in my glasses. But welcome back to my ones and twos and all my new friends and family. Before we get started, please consider liking the video, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. We're going to make this one rather quickly or rather quick. I have three corrections to make, however. The first one is the composition of Three Eye Atlas. When I made that video, I learned the importance of making sure that I have three resources, which I always do anyway. But I trusted this particular resource, and I'm not going to call his name. It wasn't Stefan, but I believe he made the mistake of identifying the composition of Three Eye Atlas as being made of carbon monoxide when in fact he meant carbon dioxide. And so I wanted to make that correction. And I repeated it. So, but it is abundantly made of carbon dioxide, ice, and water. It also has nickel. It is growing. It's like the size of Manhattan, and the sun is absorbing, or it is absorbing a lot of radiation from the sun as it is behind the sun. But the second correction was the gentleman who hosts the Suspicious Observer channel. I identified him as Kingston, who's the actor, when in fact he is a Davidson. But the last one being, if you're interested and by some means want to obtain the Yogananda Parahamsa's little small book that I referenced, it is not black. I realized in hindsight that I identified it as being a little black book when in fact it's blue. All right, so let's get started on the video. We think astrology is a list of personality traits associated with the sun. No, we all contain the energies of the whole zodiacal wheel. It's all about the different amounts of the energies distributed in your birth chart at the moment of your birth. So when we are conceived, the moon was in the sign that becomes our rising sign, meaning this is where the sun was rising when you were born. Sometimes there may be a break in the that lunar cycle, but for the most part, it follows that system. But your ascendant is where the sun was rising when you were born. This is how you present yourself to the world. This is the physical body, and it is also how you think as well, especially with relation to where your moon is located in your chart. But we cycle around the zodiacal wheel like the Earth orbits the sun, because in essence, we are fractals of the sun. If our soul's journey takes the path of the sun, it rises in Aries, the ascendant, and sets in Libra, uh, which is the descendant on the other side, if we were to put the first sign of the zodiac on the ascendant, meaning the first house. So, in each incarnation, in each lifetime, we come to experience life through the archetype of the sun, wherever it's located in our chart, also the moon and our rising sign, and all the planetary configurations made during this particular lifetime gives us a set of possibilities and potentiality. through our life experiences. So as we elevate in consciousness and become aware of who we are, we realize we're in the earth school. And we learn to separate the essence from the ego, because that's what it's all about. Man, know thyself, and to thy known self be true. This is the initiation. There's a rhythm to the cycle. And as we begin to recognize the patterns and symbols, we graduate to the next level. This is the process of enlightenment. All the things that are hidden in plain sight become evident to us, become clear to us. And it is the unfolding that is so exciting. So annually, we go through this cycle of the fall of the sun. And this is where we are now. The equinox brings the balance of Ma'at to the planet. In other words, 12 equal days or 12 equal hours of the day, 12 equal hours of the night. This is Ma'at. And being that we are thinking fractally, this is where we want to position our constitution. We want to create homeostasis in ourselves, create balance in ourselves, maintain a certain level of centeredness. But it is dusk, and collectively in the Northern Hemisphere, we are about to go into a season of darkness. This is just metaphysical, of course, but it's time to sow seeds of preparation for winter, for hibernation, if you will. But the sun receives the kiss of death. And when I've never been bit by a scorpion, hopefully you haven't, but if you have seen the kiss of or the bite of a scorpion, it looks like a kiss. And so that's where we get that expression, the kiss of death, the kiss of the scorpion, as it dips below the horizon, or as Libra dips below the horizon, the sun receives the kiss of death as it moves into the sign of Scorpio. We already have Mars and Mercury there moving and whizzing through, but in the tapestry of the brother Ani going through the duat, we notice that he is at the beginning of the duat where the heart is being weighed with the or against the feather of Ma'at. The new moon in Libra occurred like 5 days ago, and it's now visible in the sky. So we can embark on new projects. This is Isis, Aset, and Ma'at energy, and all things related to balance, truth, justice, wisdom, and reciprocity. There's something different about this one, though, being that 3-eye Atlas, of course, is conjunct the sun, and it's in alignment with the sun, and this it's getting blasted. It's getting blasted by the sun's radiation, and it has developed the tail. I believe it may be experiencing the negative ionization. I did look at Stefan's video for today. It's just that he and a couple of others have been mentioned are pretty reliable in their scientific approach. And although we cannot rule out the possibility of it being some type of alien spacecraft, um, realistically, it's a very slim chance. But there's a lot of speculation out there. But I just prefer to approach it from a scientific approach and look at what is realistic based on what I resonate with. I'll leave it at that as a layperson and a scientific or science enthusiast. That's about as far as I can go with it. But it's physically still in the constellation of Virgo and in alignment with the Earth, Gaia or Geb, if we're looking at the ancient Kemet astrology or zodiacal wheel. And being that Virgo is the second Earth sign, uh, we are experiencing a lot of the earth changes that come with the analytical aspect of Virgo. Meanwhile, we have A6 Lemon and R2 Swan uh, doing flybys of the earth, and they are making their closest approach to the earth around this time. So we're receiving this universal intelligence from these comets, and hopefully you're grounding yourself, especially closer to the end of the month, because this is when it's going to reach its what is called the perihelion, its closest approach to the sun. Although I'm just amazed. We've never seen anything like this, and a lot of hypotheses and theories and excitement is happening in the science world, watching the movements of these bodies. And so, hey, um, I like to just look at it from a practical standpoint and know that we are receiving light energy. We are receiving hydrogen, light waves, photons, and there is communication between these. I'm going to call them comets until we learn definitively there's something else. But until we do, they're comets. But yeah, the sun is exchanging energy and information with these bodies. But who knows? I consider this Jehuti thought energy, which is Mercury, because we have Mercury speeding through Scorpio at this time, and Mercury rules Virgo, and is also present with Mars in Libra, where we represent, or where Ma'at is represented. So it's cutting through the BS to get to the truth, is the way that I perceive it, to provide justice uh, where justice is due. And if justice is not ascertained before we go into the duat, we go into Scorpio season, which we've approached actually in the tropical traditional or tropical astrology, if you will. I wanted to say sidereal, but if we don't, it's going to be exposed when we go into that season of the underworld. The sun just squared Pluto, and it's separating at this particular time, but Mars is the traditional ruler of Scorpio, and Pluto is the modern ruler. So they are also communicating with each other. The big boys, Saturn and Jupiter, are about to make a 120-degree trine with a difference of a degree or two on either side to Mars. And this is going to be interesting because this is one of those rare configurations. I believe one of the senior astrologers mentioned that it's been about 100 years since we've seen this type of configuration, but it's going to give us drive and motivation. Jupiter is expansion. It expands everything that it touches. And so hopefully you're in a good place in time because Jupiter brings joy. It expands that joy if we embrace it. I'm seeing a lot of people embracing it with their dancing and singing, and hopefully you're connecting with family and community. But a lot of people are also experiencing pain. But whichever it is that you are experiencing at this time, just know that this too shall pass. But when there are retrograde planets in your natal chart, where we have the outer planets moving at this time, it is about your internal involution and the internal observation and change. As the outer planets, Neptune, which is already retrograde in Pisces, and we have Uranus about to retrograde back into Taurus, as well as Pluto, which is stationing to go direct. This is my intention is in deciding to create these videos in this channel is about that involution. And so as your uh, personal planets, meaning Mars, Venus, Mercury, the sun, and the moon, transit these big boys. I like to call them the big boys and girls. We have to uplift the feminine, divine feminine as well at this time. Nephthys being Neptune. Yeah, this is gonna be a time when we involute. In other words, we learn ourselves from the inside. We go inside and tap into our personal divinity. But the asteroids that we encounter is going to add a little color to these experiences. So I'm going to bring this video to a close. Before we go, shall we uh, pull an oracle card? Let's see what spirit has to say to us. So I'll shuffle the cards as close to the camera as I can. One fell out that fast. So let's see. Mame Kwambabong. Speak up. Speak up. And I'm going to read the key to that. I love Mama Kwambabong because to me, she represents Tahuti, thought, and Mercury energy. Speak up. And with these configurations coming up with Mercury and Mars, this is giving voice, giving stern and concrete, clear, succinct language to what we are experiencing. And we're going to experience some conjunctions, meaning Mercury is going to conjoin Jupiter and Mars, the big boys, over the next 6 months, and is going to encourage us to do just that in the different areas that it touches. I want to bring to your attention Mama Kwambabong is number 33. Number 33, it is the master number, master teacher. Mama Kwambabong is griot from the temple of the griots, and she represents the element of water. She protects the mouth of the Senegal River. When making an offering to her, you must not speak to anyone else coming or going. Sing for her, chant for her, call to her. Give Goddess Kwamba your voice, and she'll be happy. Speak up, speak out, speak on it. You have the right to be heard. You are betraying yourself by not speaking up. Your words have power. Own your voice. As the old saying goes, stand up for something or fall for anything. Being neutral is not an option. When you stand firmly in your truth, you have thoughts, opinions, belief, and convictions. What do you stand for? Tell someone today. And the declaration is, I reclaim my voice. I speak out and speak up. All right, family. Please, a reminder, click like, subscribe, and share the video. And we're going to end it right there. Y'all take it light. All right? Peace.